Back on TYT Sports, Jason and Don of
Steve
Glasgow.
Harvey.
Francis Maxwell.
Steve Harvey is in the house.
Is that a Steve Harvey suit?
It's up there, so I mean, I want to congratulate the Knicks on a great run this season.
Nah, that's funny.
Get
That's
it?
pretty funny because
Steve
they
Harvey
didn't make
messes
the
up
playoffs.
because they didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, you're good. That's
Get
funny.
it?
That's good. That's a good one, Francis. That's a good one. We go to my one shot and cut him out. No, I'm just kidding. There you go. Thank you. So Chris Paul's injured.
Disgrace.
The Western Conference is seeing an onslaught of injuries. Chris Paul likely out for the remainder of the playoffs with a third broken metacarpal bone. It's basically what a broken finger in your hand, broken hand. And he was pissed. Check out how pissed Chris Paul was when he was leaving the court.
He's got a look on his face like this is really bothering him a lot. Oh, very upset.
So, I mean, yeah, that poor seat cushion just took a beating. But you could tell when he walked. Any time a player's that pissed off, they know it's not good. That's when I knew this wasn't a comeback later Game 4 situation. We'll see you in Game 5 situation. Francis. Blake also aggravated his quad. I know our executive producer Dan's thrilled about Blake. Austin Rivers got his back crunched, and the Clippers dropped Game 4 with some terrible defense. I think even worse coaching, and now they have to go back to Los Angeles for Game 5, beaten up without their point guard.
They're in danger.
Do you think they come out of the series?
I don't know. They are in danger. Portland are a team that you don't want to give any leeway like that. You know what I mean? Like Portland are. I mean, I don't think they're anywhere near as talented as the Clippers. That's not me being I would say harsh on Portland. They're just not. But now the Clippers without Chris Paul, debatable Blake Griffin, it's very dangerous for them. Portland, we said it at the very start that is the only game we thought in the West. I said that the Celtics in the East maybe could cause an upset, and Portland in the West. And you said as well with Portland. That's because you just can't count that team out. They've got such a strong, I would say, like kind of mob mentality in Portland. They get everything behind this team. Rip City are in full swing, and when they are, it's a joy to behold. I love watching the arena up in Portland go off when Damian Lillard and everyone else is playing very well. Got a couple of close friends who live in Portland, and they love.
They rally. They really rally around the Blazers there, which is kind of great, and the Timbers for a random MLS reference.
Yes, they do.
But in terms of the Blazers, man, you don't want to even the playing field against them. And without Chris Paul and half of a Blake Griffin, I consider that pretty much evening the playing field. Neither team played well in Game 4. The Blazers shot, 40.5%. The Clippers an atrocious 35-ish%. The shot selection was terrible. The defense, I'm almost done with Doc Rivers. Not yet. Like, every time we have Chris Liss on the show, he talks about how some coaches are just great leaders of men, but they're just not good coaches. And I think he actually is right in that sense if you use that logic with Doc Rivers. Ego maniacs don't survive around Doc Rivers. He keeps them in check. He can handle very talented rosters like he did with the Celtics, like he's done with the Clippers. But when it comes to the X's and O's, when it comes to the clock manager, when it comes to the play calling, when it comes to use of timeouts and the shots, it's bad. There's no other word to use. He's not a good coach. He's a good mentor, leader. But the coaching is a problem. I was talking with Dan, talking with J.R. Jackson, two big Clippers fans. Pretty much sure they're in the same boat. Blake has no court vision. Almost none whatsoever. I know, you watch him. Oh, but Blake, his PER's through the roof, and he scores all these points. I'm on Dan's side. Blake Griffin has to go. Because in that offense, Blake gets the ball, and it's not that everybody else stops moving, it's everyone's moving around him, but he refuses to see it.
I feel like he's got tunnel vision towards the rim. If he's got an open lane, there's no one better, maybe LeBron James is, but there's very few that are as athletically gifted as him that he can go to and throw down. And that's all good and well for your Sprite slam cam and all that stuff. But when it comes to going to the latter stages of this competition, you need someone who's going to, I would say, take the best possible shot with the highest probability of it going in. And Blake Griffin's given that responsibility more often than not, and he's proven that he's not clutch enough in the fourth quarter to do it. And I feel that if Chris Paul was out and Blake Griffin was out, you might even give yourself just the same or if not a better chance because you're going to have someone out there who's maybe more capable of taking that shot.
I was going to say, with Blake out entirely and just Chris Paul running the floor, I would say the Clippers were actually better off, somehow actually better off without Blake. It makes so little sense, but it's true. It just is at this point. All right, so the last two things from that game. Farouq Aminu was lights out. He had 30 points, and I'm not sure I don't know exactly where I stand, so I'm going to put a poll. Was it terrible Clippers defense that let Farouq Aminu score 30 points? Or was it just Farouq Aminu's night? It was Farouq night at the Moda Center. There'd be bobbleheads, there'd be everything. Not Lillard time, not McCollum time, not even Mason Plumlee time. It's a Aminu time. It's a Aminu-aniacs, whatever the hell it would be. And on top of that, J.J. Redick all has but disappeared on the road for the Clippers. So if they have any chance of really pulling out of this, you need somewhat of a Blake Griffin to show up. You need DeAndre Jordan to grab 30 freaking rebounds a game. You need J.J. Redick to knock down his threes. Because you have Pablo Prigioni and Austin Rivers running the game.
And by the way, that was one of the biggest surprises for me is J.J. Redick, I thought was hitting peak form when it came to the opening game in the playoffs, towards the end of the season, opening game. Just railing shots from distance, but also I think he was playing very well. Court vision was good, taking mid-range jumpers, and I thought he was going to be one of those players like the Iguodala of Golden State, where he's going to really step up when it comes to the bigger games. And again, it just proves that is anyone going to be able to pick up that slack with Chris Paul? That is Chris Paul's team. Like that is, he was performing at an MVP level. No one else in there. Like I can't remember just his points, his assists, his lack of turnovers, everything was just going in favor of him. And he was the reason why I thought they would. I was even thinking they're going to cause a problem to Golden State if they play them with a full team, with a fully fit team, maybe a difference in shot selection. But the depression on our EP's face just shows that when Chris Paul goes off, you're losing all hope.
I know. It's tough because he's also such an exciting, such a smart player to watch play basketball. All right, so before we go off to the Oklahoma City Thunder, second half of this clip, I don't think the Warriors want to face the Blazers. I can't believe I'm saying that, but they have no Steph Curry. And, I mean, unless Blake Griffin is somewhat healthy by that point, I don't know what's going to happen. But we have game 5 tomorrow night. We'll let you know after game 5 because this has become an absolute shit show. But it's what makes the playoffs.
I don't agree with that entirely because I just think that it's horrible Clippers defense that's allowing for Portland to push forward and thriving. But I think that Golden State's defense is still shored up. I still think that they have one of the most efficient defensive players in the league in Draymond Green, and they still work well as a unit. I don't think that they're going to be as good offensively against Portland. I still see them taking care of business because I just think that Portland are being allowed to thrive because Portland play off of the opportunities I think that are given to them, and Clippers are just saying, take it. There's a big opportunity.
There it is. That's true. It's a good point. Solid points, Maxwell.
It's a solid point.
All right, there's a beef going on.
In the house.
Well, there's a beef going on between Russ Westbrook, Kevin Durant, and Mark Cuban, which is awesome. And then, but prior to that, if you remember, some new video has surfaced. Russell Westbrook telling a fan to literally shut the fuck up. Here's that video.
Trevor, I'm not even talking to you, bro. Just sit there with your wife and shut the fuck up.
Earlier on the floor, he placed their shoes out on Kevin Durant. He has been ejected.
We've all been there. Still can't tell people to shut the fuck up. We got fined $25,000 for it. But you can't do that. You can't do that even though in a moment of frustration, fans heckle you. I get it. You want to say it. He's saying what everybody wants to say in that situation, but you can't do it. You just got to hold back.
I feel like Russell Westbrook is like playing very well, still can change the game just at the drop of a hat. Still a phenomenal player to watch. I feel like he's just kind of cruising along, and I think he's just, I would say, going between boiling point and maybe just, I don't know, keep it under. He's always on that side, and that's what, when he channels it in a positive way, he's phenomenal. He uses his aggression as a means to get better in the game. But even in the post-match press conference when, I mean, the reporters are just trying. The reporters after the game are trying, like just as, it's not to the range of stupidity that we see with the Draymond Green questions being asked, but they're trying to get a reaction out of Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook to cause this inner squad conflict. Oh, Kevin Durant's your star player. Russell Westbrook is just kind of there or just a little bit behind him. Like Mark Cuban asked that, basically stated, Kevin Durant's the all-star and Russell
so let's
Westbrook.
get to that quote real quick. So this is what Mark Cuban had to say about Durant and Westbrook. The way I define a superstar is who do you want the ball in the hands at the end of the game when you need a bucket? Cuban said, who do you know that can get off that shot and make that shot? And that's your superstar. But I don't think there's many teams that have more than one. Typically, you're going to find one guy that truly wants the ball in the hands at the end of the game. That truly is the definition of who you want. On the other side of the bar here, points to the Thunder bench, there's only one guy that you'd want that ball in the hands of. He's talking about Kevin Durant. Their response, really Kevin Durant's response, is right here from the press conference last night. Number 7.
Were you aware of Mark Cuban's comments before the game when he said Kevin was the only superstar on this team, and how do you react to that?
Hold up. He's an idiot. Don't listen to this. He's an idiot. All right, that's what we got to say about that. You know, he's an idiot. Next question.
Before the game, you were out waiting for the opening tip. Charlie Villanueva came out and sort of lingered behind you for a second. Did you know he was back there, and did he say anything, or what was going through your mind?
He said a lot.
He's
he was
an
there,
idiot too.
You know, but now he get to go home and do whatever he need to do, get ready for next year to sit down and watch 82 more games like he did this year.
Might not even be in the league.
Damn. No chill, guys. Holy shit.
But okay, I think it makes for great reporting, obviously, that they get these clips now and everyone's talking about it. But if you're two players, and I'm going to say this, Bolt, if you're two players that are fairly comfortable and everything is going as planned, like, I think you just kind of let those things roll off. But I feel like Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook, again, they're always faltering between that line as to whether they're going to go over the top and harshly respond like Russell Westbrook did. I'm not pairing Durant with Westbrook. Or they're just going to take the high road and just be like, whatever. I mean, people talk shit. Like, imagine people were saying this to Steph and Clay, or Steph and Draymond. Like, I don't even think they even give them the time of day to respond.
Yeah.
I think they just like say what they want. We're going to let our stuff do the talking.
I think the real question is, who do you want the mic in the hands of at the end of the press conference? Do you want it in Kevin Durant's, or do you want Russell?
Well, obviously,
Westbrook's?
Kevin knows that.
Kevin.
Hold on, Jason. I'm gonna take this.
Hold on, Russ, real quick.
He's an idiot. Dan Keston says that me and Jason, we don't share enough time. I'm joking.
There's only one thing that I can say, that he might be an idiot. He does have a championship.
Yeah.
And a lot because of Dirk Nowitzki. Actually, almost entirely because of Dirk Nowitzki.
But maybe they give the Spurs a run for the money. I still think they're going to be an encouraging team to watch. Those two can change the game no matter what. And they seem like that if they channel that, I would say, negativity that are getting fed towards them in a positive way and bounce back and showcase it on the court, I don't think there's a lot of teams that want to be facing OKC in that. But we want to know in the comments what you think of the NBA playoffs so far. Exciting stuff. What is going to happen to the Clippers? Are Portland going to now take this advantage and go forth and potentially play Golden State in the next round? We want to know what you think. Comment section below. Jason Rubin91, both Instagram and Twitter. Francis_Maxwell on Twitter, and Francis Maxwell Host on Instagram. I cannot get a handle. I can't get my own name handle. There is someone out there who has a grudge against me, and they've kept my name. They don't like pinstripe suits. They don't like Steve Harvey, and they don't give me it back.
We get it. There's no sympathy. See you next time.